You ever seen the Eiffel Tower? I just said it right there, Tower.
Tower. The Eiffel Tower is in France. So no. Do you mean the Statue of Liberty, Addison? I'm assuming.
Glad you said that. I use ketchup on my White Castle. You get the little chicken rings, little ketchup on it, huh?
I'm having like this journey has been really good for food. They're chicken rings. Well, what is a chicken ring?
It looks like an onion ring, but it's
so chicken. Like the Burger King fries, but in ring form.
Yeah.
There's no White Castles around that either.
Oh, you're missing out.
Clearly, I'm missing out on biscuits and gravy, chicken rings. Not the Empire State Building, Addison. That's what you mean. No, Clyde, I have not.
Brown Brothers. No, I ain't never seen that.
What?
Have you ever had Arby's?
Yeah, we do have Arby's in New York.
Okay.
Casey said missing out on Geta. You ever had Geta?
No, you're not.
No, what's that?
You're not.
You could get Victor come up here and explain that to you, because I personally don't like Geta.
Is it a chain?
No, it's the food.
Oh, I have that scrapple. I do like that.
It's
Ooh! Food question for a Kentucky person. I saw burgoo on TV, and they eat it in Kentucky. It's like some stew that's got like it's got to have 3 different types of meat in it. It uses like rabbit, squirrel, and something else. Is that a thing where you're from, or no?
I ain't heard of that.
That's like Hills Have Eyes, Kentucky.
Yeah.
All right. When you hear the banjos playing, you've gone too far into Kentucky. Turn around.
Yeah, that's definitely Junior's favorite is mustard, Addison. But hey, he will know that he's converted me a little bit. I'm using mustard now. Not as much as him.
Tell him what kind.
What is it?
I can't say it.
I know, that's all.
I'm not saying it.
They sell in Buffalo, they sell a horse
Dijon.
No, you nailed it.
Did I?
Yeah, Dijon, close. It's a French word, so you nailed it. They have a horseradish mustard that they make in Buffalo. It's really good on hot. They have this place in Buffalo called Ted's. They have charcoal fire grills indoors in these big hoods.
She said we're not scavengers.
I saw it on the Food Network. I didn't like.
You're talking about Buffalo an awful lot. How many tables have you been through?
No, I do not like the Buffalo Bills. I am a New England Patriot fan. I live in the wrong state for that. Yeah, it's. So I didn't have TV growing up. My dad wanted me to read books and play outside and stuff. And they did. Went over to my grandparents for the Super Bowl in '96, '95. It was the Packers and the Patriots. And my dad said pick a team. And then I had a couple bad years, and then we got Tom Brady. And it was pretty great after that.
Well, it's not hot yet. I mean, it just quit raining, so I'm sure it ain't gonna take long to heat back up.
Squirrel is actually pretty good. It's a lean protein. I've never had turtle stew, but I would try.
You ever had turtle?
No.
You like chicken?
Yeah, I've had frog legs.
Yeah, turtle is the best chicken you ever had.
Yeah.
Turtle's the best chicken
Turtle
you ever
tastes like chicken. It tastes like it's a big variety.
I will try anything once. I had a buddy whose wife was.
That's bad thing.
Fair enough. I will try any food once. I had a buddy whose wife.
Well, there's Addison. Come on in.
I was taking too long to type my response.
I had a.
Well, here, you want this mic? I got that
I'm
mic.
just gonna sit across from you.
She just wants to be entertained in person.
You should have told Junior to come over here. We could have got him talking.
Yeah. I had a buddy that his wife is from the Philippines. And in the Philippines, they have some foods that are interesting. Nobody knows how to treat a pig like the Philippines. They have this thing called.
Is that where they eat their hamsters?
No, that's Peru. Your geographical sense is slightly off. Just a touch.
Victor's dad said pickles pig feet.
I've had that. But in the Philippines, they have this thing called leche de kawali, and it's like a part of the pig from in here on it, and it's like, so it turns into pork rinds on the outside, and it's like if fried chicken and bacon had a baby, and then you ate that baby.
Huh.
And I also tried their drunk food is called balut. Do you know what balut?
No.
Do you know what?
You're making words up right
Do
now.
you know what balut is?
No.
This is a weird thing. So they take a partially fertilized duck egg, boil it. So you crack open the top, and it's like duck broth in there. And then there's like a little tiny like duck fetus in there, and you just eat it.
Okay,
So
that's got to be a New York thing.
no, that's a Philippines thing.
Wait, so you're from New York?
Yes. You sound like the guy on those old salsa commercials. New York City.
Yeah. You've never
New York
seen
City.
one.
She's too
too
young. Yeah, that was like the late
He's
'90s.
younger than me, so.
Oh,
You're
you're
showing
definitely.
your age right now.
I know.
I've had gator jerky, but I've never had gator.
Have you ever been hunting?
Yeah,
You've never had
I killed a
He's
bat.
not in the city. There is a lot of.
Yeah,
I know.
I killed.
It's going.
I actually got
Oh,
a.
Breaker. Fan wasn't on. Yeah, I got.
I shot that buck this year.
Show the camera. Show the camera.
That's my big one I got. I took every bullet in the gun. He was farther away than I thought, and he started running. I missed him the day before. He started running. Bullets have been real hard to find in New York, my bullets, and I found some. My dad was like doing the math. He's like, "Oh, it's about $10 a deer by the time you get done shooting."
The thing is that fan is not working,
No, it's not.
but everything else is on. So she didn't
Well, probably
unplug it
because
when
you
she
got
spots
the
on it.
Xbox plugged in.
That's not the
It
Xbox.
keeps breaking.
You want me to go over and ask Junior and Tom's over?
Is the breaker popped?
He's not gonna come over. He's not a talker.
Tell him his fiance's over
Back, back to race cars and racing.
Gibby, I'm supposed to tell you that Addison is over here and slowly taking clothes off, so you should probably get over here
He ain't watching
in a
this.
hurry.
He's out there talking.
I was gonna say, Junior ain't watching this crap.
He's out there blabbing.
Your dad says back to racing and racing talking. You guys are making me hungry.
Was it the partially fertilized duck egg that got you, or the chicken rings?
Definitely
You
chicken.
never had
No,
a
there's
chicken.
the,
I think we don't have White
lit up
Castle on
underneath
that.
there.
was probably a
No,
turtle.
what?
So
No, I
this-
think the closest
fan
White Castle
itself
is Jersey.
unplugged.
Do you have a razor cane?
No, but I've seen the videos. My kids are always, because they're on TikTok, they want to go raise
No, but turn that top all the way to the. Turn it towards Leslie. There's what it
What?
is. Turn it back on now.
There you go. A
You turn the timer on.
Frishes?
Precious big
You
boy.
never know what's on the timer.
You guys don't have frishes up there either? You
No.
know what? I've never seen the frishes up there. No.
What are they?
I used to truck
Closest
up
White,
there.
White Castle here is an hour away, or I was gonna go get him some chicken wings.
Oh, man. Is it which direction from here?
Ohio.
Have you ever seen the TikTok video of what would send somebody in the olden days into a coma?
No.
Have you seen it? Like what would send somebody that didn't have electricity, that had no idea, that lived like 100 years ago, what would send them to?
I don't know, because back then ankles used to throw people in comas. No, they used to get. I went to like a Christian school growing up, and they wouldn't let girls wear like tank tops. I was like, oh yeah, I walk through the mall all the time, and I'm like, man, you see the shoulders on that girl? Woo!
Yeah, Clyde, when he comes down for King Compact, I'm going to have to take him to some restaurants.
Me and Casey were actually talking about. Me and Casey and Big Brandon were talking about Skyline because that's also kind of offensive to my people. But I would try it.
It's way better.
Why is
Gold
it
Star is
offensive?
way better than Skyline.
Gold Star.
Yep.
Why is it offensive?
I'm
Italian with
Italian.
spaghetti.
What?
They
Italian. If somebody truly Italian does your spaghetti, ain't none of them touch it.
Yeah, I mean, I saw provolone on pizza and almost did like that lazy. And fainted. Like, what the hell's going on here?
Have you ever had like authentic Italian food?
No.
It's so good.
It's better than
I make my own sauce,
Everybody's not Italian.
But that's what he's saying
It's
because
spaghetti.
it's spaghetti.
chili, and spaghetti.
No.
It's so good.
All right, okay. So let's go back to these.
Clyde says no way.
Let's
that
go
Gold
back to these
Star's
fried chicken rings. Like
Clyde,
let's
you're
Clyde,
just
put
wrong.
down the beer. He's wrong.
let's
better. Bubba said
stop
put down the
talking.
beer, Clyde.
Fine then, Dixie chili.
Ew.
imagine if where I was from,
Huh?
they dip their chicken rings in mayonnaise.
Where's Emperor?
I don't know.
Closed up.
What?
Empress chili?
Closed up. Every one of them I know of already
That's like
closed
12
up.
on the list, and there's not even a number in between.
Are they
Oh,
are they
no.
on the track working it?
No.
Number one, chili like spaghetti, families.
No.
gotta be
Skyline
there.
is
Garbage plate.
No, I am familiar with the garbage
Rooster
plate. You know what
Rare,
garbage plate is?
What
No.
is it?
So
Family.
they started in Rochester at Nikki
Their chili
Tahoe's.
spaghetti.
So they take like macaroni salad.
Chef's kiss.
You get to pick protein, right? So like hot dogs, sausages, burgers. They put that on there. They put some French fries on there, and then they put like they have a meat sauce. It's kind of like the Skyline chili, I would think. Like it's like a loose meat sauce, and they dump that all on top of it with some cheese.
I would eat that.
And it's good because like there's different texture. There's hot, there's cold. Like if you're drunk, that is like that spot is like where you go. It's right.
So I would eat.
We don't have
I was
Waffle
gonna say they ain't got Waffle House there with Zach out in Illinois. Brown something.
I don't remember
Let me
Message him. Call him. Tell him to get on here. Something.
I'll tell you.
What they're not on the track right now.
Shut the door. Oh.
So I mean, are they just gonna go long enough to say they tried and call it a night? Because like I feel like also what pissed me off when they sent our cars out there was like 6 trucks out there, and then 4 of those trucks disappeared.
Yeah.
And it was just the
They've had something on the track because you can see the tire marks.
that was like a 4
So
wheeler.
they just went out and tried it. They're gonna let it settle for a minute before they start trying to run it in.
Maybe it won't be dusty.
It'll probably still be dusty.
There's nothing around here.
This place sucks.
I mean,
There's a Taco Hell.
I tried getting Domino's last night, and the Domino's here doesn't deliver.
What?
I think the only thing popping in this town is Cracker Barrel.
yeah.
And the strip club up above Cracker Barrel.
That's twice now you said something about this.
No, but think about it. Think about it, right? Like, so you spend all night looking, according to the guy in the hotel. You look at. No, I'm a happy married man. But like, I asked the guy in the hotel. I was like, "What is the quality of the talent in Mineral Wells, West Virginia?" Because I'm imagining it can't be great. He said, "I've heard stories about pregnant girls up there, about girls with meth mouth up there." And he said, if you go there, don't order the seafood because you're just going to get a crab salad. If you're over 18, you know what I'm talking about. But, like, let's say you spend all night looking at methed out pregnant ladies. And you,
my goodness.
I wonder if you're allowed to drink in the strip clubs here. Because back home, the ones that are, like, fully whatever, you can't. You have to bring your own beer. You can't.
What?
Not bring. You can't. They're not allowed to serve alcohol if it's fully nude. So like the people be drinking in the parking lot, but if you're drunk up there and you're like, oh my goodness, I just had the best day of my life and I spent the best $5 in the VIP room, regardless of what Chris Rock tells you, I'm guessing there is absolutely sex in the champagne room in Mineral Wells, West Virginia. That's a song you might not. Oh, where'd she go? Yeah.
She done went took off.
She done took off.
Oh, Addison, you look up the song by Chris Rock. It's hilarious. And then you get done and you're stumbling out, which, by the way, that strip club has a sign up. Day shift and night shift available. So if you got like 3 kids and you want to make some extra money, you can go strip while your kids are at school and be home in time to help them with their homework.
Oh my god!
But like you get done, there's you can stumble to a Cracker Barrel down the hill. Biggest neon sign I've ever seen. I've ever seen outside of Vegas. That is a big ass neon sign. I hope this conversation's not making you hungry.
You must watch Blue Mountain State. Don't lick the paintings.
Victor, your dad might be calling you and tell you he went to a strip club.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a deja vu.
He's already told me before they all suck around us.
They do.
Well, my
They don't
buddy,
even get full of nude.
No.
my buddy Cody said that the parking lot was still full. That's because they're handing out $5 favors in the back room.
I've never been to a strip club.
I don't personally understand the point.
Why would you pay for blue balls?
That is exactly my point. That's exactly my point. Like, not to mention, the internet is pretty much free. Like, if I'm that desperate,
It might be an in-person thing that they're looking for.
I mean,
It might be the only
I
woman
mean, to each
interaction
their
you
own, but
get.
to me, I'm not paying for blue balls.
it's fun. There's
Clyde's loving this.
so when I was a kid, there was this girl when she was like 12 or 13, and she stuffed her bra one time. We called her Stuffy. That was like her nickname from that point on. And like I hadn't seen her in 10 years, and I went into they have a topless bar where I'm from, and I walked in. You know how you kind of like survey what's going on, and I looked at the stage and I was like, I walked up there and I was like, Stuffy? And she goes, not Stuffy now, these are double D's. And then it turned into an awkward conversation with my friends. Like, if you know a stripper and you go to the strip club, is it ruder to not pay for a dance because it's where they work and you're there? Or is it ruder to not? Like, is it rude to pay for a dance with someone you know? Or is it ruder to not do it because it's your place of business and you're, like, there?
Right. What's up, Michael? How'd y'all run?
I paid $3. It wasn't worth it. Honey, if you're watching this is when I was like 19. You're the love of my life. I love you.
What a way to spend the night. Yep.
My wife was
Portsmouth
not
must
fine
have rained out
maintaining.
too.
Huh?
Portsmouth must have rained out too.
That's
You ever
what I
watch
was
South
thinking.
Park?
That's what I was trying to get Michael
You
to
ever watch
say.
South Park?
Oh yeah. They got
You remember that
race
episode
too,
where they're
and
like,
it's all
there's
fun.
like a conspiracy with the girls, and they're like,
So
what
I
are
take
the
it if
two
he's on there,
things
they didn't
that
load up and go to
women
Butler
want that men
then?
have? Semen and a sense of humor. My wife does not have a sense of humor.
His new car's named off the South Park character.
Waiting on them to run the track back in. It rained. The other two heats start third. That's what we're doing. We're sitting here waiting. So
My brother insists, by the way, that we all got real lucky when that green car come flying. He said that green car came from 2 rows back.
yeah,
It
he
almost-
laughed.
it
He
almost-
come over. He come over and apologized. He said,
Yeah,
"I run
that's not
down
the
in the
time to
corner
say
and you
yummy.
guys all stopped." And I was like,
I mean, I watched the live video, and you and I look like we just rolled out enough to get in the corner, and we're going pretty good.
"Yeah, we did. We definitely didn't stop."
I didn't touch the brakes at all going in the corner, and you
But
guys just
I mean,
slowed up.
at least he come over and apologized. But yeah,
Had to clear out the app.
That's one of my biggest fears at these scdra races. It's not so much because I don't drive off my hood pins, right? Like, I'm watching.
right.
My biggest fear is the guys that do drive off their hood pins. So, like, I see a wreck, I let off, and I just get
Yeah,
drilled
exactly.
from behind.
Bubba knows that feeling.
Yeah, I was about to say, Bubba, when I say drilled from behind, I mean another car running into the rear bumper of my car.
Don't worry, I'll spit on it first, baby.
Oh my
Listen,
God.
my buddy Cody all the time, we're working on cars, I'll be like, I can't get this bolt to go. He's like, you spit on it first?
Spit on it, Papo.
Anything will fit if you try hard enough.
You're not my son.
He is your son. No, I'm too much alike.
No, I ain't, you don't hear me saying stuff like that. Not on here.
What's wrong with this stuff?
My brother is already getting. He wants to load it and go home. Rob said on Paul Clayton's post that
Bubba's
Lucas wants to run.
Michael said he got a bread load. You ready? He might be a little bit late on that one, Michael, because we ain't left yet. And I'm staying here. I guess he can jump in the Toss's car and go home.
What kind of bread load is it? Is it worth my time?
He said, "Is it worth his time?" He will jump in her car. That makes sense. Lucas wants to do it tonight. They don't want to wait, so let's get her done. We'll be.
Vic's gonna be okay with it. I know Vic's gonna be okay with it. So
Oh, we're not racing?
No, we're
Let's
gonna
get
go
it.
make some extra money.
we're gonna go make some extra money at some boogie bars.
Y'all gonna go to the strip clubs?
Yeah,
Hey, I need you to make enough to build me 2 local Hondas.
I need to make enough money to
Let's
get
say
me a
good luck to you.
Oh, thanks, Eli.
2 local Hondas.
Michael said, "I'm only kidding." Damn.
Get my hopes up like that.
I'm getting
That's
sleepy
bad as a
already.
strip
I
club.
slept like crap. I hate hotel rooms.
I slept pretty good. As much beer as I drank last night, I slept real good.
Hey Jeff,
can
thanks
tell
again
you,
for
Jake, that we're picking
sponsoring
up
the
Bubba.
event. Appreciate you putting the
Like
money
you
up
did
to get us this high payout.
Yeah, thank you.
Picking on it so bad, it's
Definitely
annoying.
like coming to the money races.
Yeah, I made this one. Now I'm probably gonna have to go home because my brother wants to.
No, we're gonna get this thing in. I told you we're gonna be here all night, but we're gonna get it in.
I'm ready
Your
for
brother
this.
don't have to be back till Monday. How far of a trip is it for you?
7 hours.
Oh,
No,
you're good.
I
Not a
started.
monster you can have. We need to get started. All right.
That's my system. I learned going on vacation with kids. It's better to drive at night. So I just buy like a 6-pack of Red Bulls, and I sit there. I got this little
Red
cooler.
Bulls, oh
I got
my
this
God.
little cooler that like it's got like a Velcro latch on it, so my wife doesn't yell at me. Because if I take my eyes off the road, like the only thing keeping me on the road on these trips is her paying attention. Like if she goes to sleep, I'm immediately going to crash the family directly into a tree and we're all going to die. Like, that's just how it works. So I got this cooler where I can just reach back and grab it, and I just pound those things. I get tired, but you drink enough Red Bull, you ain't going to sleep. Like,
For days.
I mean, you might die.
You might feel your eyeballs, but you're not going to sleep.
Clyde wants to get you up here on the video.
Look around there.
Bubba said he's cool, Clyde. He ain't getting up there.
Good in the background.
That's what I say, Jeff. We're in West Virginia. There ain't nothing around here. We got all night to race.
I'll pop a titty for you, Clyde.
See, he could talk about Red Bull, but you couldn't even tell your grandson about it because you tell him it had something to do with bulls, and he'd be like,
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, technically, taurine that's in Red Bulls is a chemical derived from bull testosterone.
yeah, so you
so.
can't tell our 2-year-old that because he's like,
I'm
drink.
surprised if you look now, because he won't use them to trip again.
Hey, Tiffany, how was Woodall?
I don't know why this is.
That's my my buddy's wife, the Baker built on my car. He's built my car.
Oh, okay.
Contrary to what has been, Cody was the first person to build a Cobalt and have it be the same year I was winning. And he called me over to the shop. I went over there and there's an orange Chevy sitting there. And he's like, "You like it?" I said, "What is it?" He's like, "My next race car." I said, "No, man, get a Honda." And then he beat me for the championship.
That's never good when somebody says a shit show.
Yeah. the management at that track. It's my favorite track in the world, but someone bought it and just. We used to have 100, 120, 130 cars a night, and now they're down because they're lucky if they get 80.
Is the yeah, it is.
So
Well,
what?
make sure that's on 0. And it's
So half the issue is Woodall Raceway. My buddy referred to it as, they call it New York's toughest bull ring, but one of the guys from Buffalo came down and run it. He said it was the New York's toughest bathtub. So it's literally like real long straightaways, kind of like Marion Center, but it's got real tight, super high bank corners. So the bottom, a couple years ago, they had it built up where there's like a lip like this at the top, and like the rear wheel drives could put their right rear on that and have some stability. And the front wheel drives, you could drive in a half lane low, put your right front on there with LSD, you could work it around. And now it's just bottom dominant. So those Crate Northeast Modifies have not figured out that you cannot fit 3 cars in the same space that one car will go into. And also with rear wheel drives, if the rear is like this and there's a tiny little, that rear is going to come back at some point.
exactly.
So those races always take forever, and then they cut the 4-cylinder laps. Say it's our fault.
Well, turn that back on up here.
Ah.
Yeah, Clyde, we definitely know a track like that, but that's about as all as I'm going to say about that.
The more I race, the more I realize just because you got enough money to buy a racetrack does not mean that you have enough brains to run it efficiently. Yeah.
That's just straight facts.
Yeah. I call them like I see them.
Think we need to call it more often?
I can't agree with what you're saying because when my wife is making me mad, I'm like, "Will you stop?" She says, "I'm just speaking facts and you don't like it." That's what she says all the time. Does she say that to you?
What?
He's in Victor's land.
He is. He's over
I
there.
was looking up that AC.
He's over the world.
Right about that.
Hey, Dakota. Oh my God, it's almost
I
midnight.
can't believe we've been on this long and we still got 6 viewers. I mean,
Well, we're very entertaining.
we've had a nice variety between racing and different
Food.
tracks and
Strip
food.
clubs, yeah.
Yeah.
People, when I met Rooster at Winchester. We ended up parked next to the Gibson group, and like my weekend went awful, and I went home, and people were like, "Oh, how'd it go?" I said, "Well, it went awful, but I met a dude named Rooster from Kentucky, and how many people named Rooster do you know?" I got real excited when I got here because they were like, "Oh, go down to the end of that row," and I was like, "Oh, that's where the Gibsons are. That's awesome."
There, Brandon Jr.'s on there now. Come on, Brandon, walk over here. We'll get you in on this live.
Brandon, oh shoot, Addison's gone. I can't. Nah.
I'm sure she's still watching.
Yeah, Addison said that you should come over here because she's gonna start taking her shirt off.
Chris Wise is watching now. He's probably trying to figure out if we know anything. We don't know nothing either, Chris. We're just sitting here. Can't drink right now because we don't know what's going on, so we just figured we'd talk crap.
Still nobody on the track.
Still nobody on the track, so.
Why do you think
Woohoo!
I mean, if you were in a situation where you needed a group of people to have your back, there's about 40 of them over here, and at least 28 of them are named Brandon. So if you need help, you just yell Brandon, and someone's gonna come running.
Or Gary.
Yeah, Clyde, we've always had each other's back. That's a good thing there. I remember that one there. He's talking about an Atomic, Bubba. He said,
Oh, God.
He said I had a race at Atomic that didn't go so well for me, but Rooster and his crew had my back.
So